Okay. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Activities for People Living with Dementia. We're proud to offer this series with funding from the Area Agency on Aging and the United Way of Tarrant County. Some of our programs are recorded and some are made available for viewing through a YouTube channel for future use. To find us on YouTube, type in Dementia Friendly Fort Worth, then click on our logo, which is a longhorn on a blue background, and choose the word videos. If you haven't tried it, you might want to try it. We have lots there. I am Martha Brown, your host for today's activities. I am thrilled that Peggy Speir is with us today. She is from the Amon Carter Museum of American Art, and she's bringing us art from their collection with the title Snow. I don't want to feel chilly, but I have a feeling I'm going to a little bit today. Peggy, chill us a little bit.
All right. Well, I hope you guys didn't have any issues with the tornado yesterday. That is not snow. That
Well, it was really close. I mean, we had several places near our house that got hit.
But you guys were okay? Did you lose
We were
power or
okay.
anything?
Yeah, they didn't even blow the leaves out of our yard, unfortunately. So,
Man, that was wild. We had to go down in the basement at the museum. Everybody had to go down and
Oh, wow.
lockdown. Yeah. Well,
did you
good.
get any damage?
Say that again?
Did you have any damage at the museum?
No, we were good. The area was mostly good. It was just a lot of wind and lightning and thunder. It just came quickly though. I walked into the office building and then it was like everybody moved down to the basement. So but I'm glad everyone is okay and no one had damage to their house or anything wild.
Is your collection protected, Peggy?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we were down by the vault and all of our vaults are underground.
Lovely.
Good.
Okay. I'm happy now.
We are good. Okay, so while it feels funny talking about snow when we just had a tornado, we are looking at artworks. Of course, they're all black and white from our collection that are depicting snowy scenarios. So here's our first one. And Martha, like you said, don't want to feel chilly. All of these are pretty visceral. I feel like you look at these and you kind of can feel that weather. This is one of them in particular that really, I feel like, conveys the coldness. So tell me what you see.
Brave people out walking in the snow.
Brave people walking in the snow. You're absolutely right, Yetta. Yeah, so we see, any guesses in which city?
New York.
You're right. We're in New York and we're near brownstones. The beautiful stairways up to these larger homes.
I don't know much about New York. Is that only in one area of town or are there brownstones all over?
In different neighborhoods, they're kind of all throughout, but it's typically the wealthier neighborhoods that have the brownstones. They're the really nice multi-story homes, not apartment buildings.
Thank you.
Some of them are broken up into apartments though, but generally these are row homes.
You know, I'm from snow country, but I've never seen anybody with an umbrella during a snowstorm.
Really?
That's smart.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, this is, I think, a very city thing. But it feels like a wet snow. Do you guys get that impression?
Yes. Yeah. It's not dry.
Yes.
And it feels windy.
Yeah, and it looks very cold.
It does look really cold. It does. And
You like to be in cold weather.
say that again, Paulette?
I do not like to be in cold weather like that.
No.
I want to be sunshine.
Yeah, we'll get you down to Florida then. We'll get you some sunshine and palm trees, not some wet snow and umbrellas.
That's much better.
The streaking makes me think that it's stinging snow rather than fat, soft flakes.
Yeah,
Stinging?
it looks, I think what that effect is creating kind of that wetness too of that snow, that heaviness of the snow. You're right. It doesn't look like that champagne snow. It looks like This you're probably pretty slick where they're walking.
Mhm.
And they're all of their heads are down. So you get the sense that it's like coming at them. They're not, and with the umbrella too. It's not, oh, you're resting on my lashes and my cheeks. It's like, oh, head down, get where I'm going.
Yeah, their heads are down, going both directions too, so there's
Mhm.
Yeah.
even out of their face.
Yeah. No, like they're not, no one's talking. I mean, that's a lot of New York. A lot of people aren't walking and talking, but it's just everyone's kind of on the mission to get where they're going.
Yes.
To me, it almost looks as if they were caught in the snow. At least the women don't look as if they have a lot of clothes on.
No, you're right. What kind of sounds do you think you would hear?
Um,
Um,
kind of a
Depends on what kind of snow it is. If it's
Yeah, I mean,
these pellets, then you can hear them when they hit the
anything.
yeah.
Their coats,
probably-
the ground.
Probably hear
Mhm.
the crunch of the footprints.
Yeah.
yes.
You can see the footprint, so you know that there is some accumulation. So you might be hearing that crunch. We don't see any cars, but I still feel like you would hear that sound of tires on snow, or that kind of that wet slushy sound when the snow, I mean, because this to me, like some of you agree, it feels like a slushy snow.
Yes.
Yes.
But then you see this person walking up the steps. So it's like, that warmth and dry is close by. And these people are, we're in a neighborhood where these people are leaving their houses or coming back to their houses. So there's a break from this type of weather very close by.
Mhm.
So this particular artist was really known for painting urban scenes in New York of people and architecture. So we've got the architecture, we've got the people. Granted, we are not seeing anything of their face. We still can kind of feel what their energy or their demeanor is, because they're head down in the snow. But the light and dark is what's really kind of jumping out at us. It's a dry point, so it's an etching. And we're seeing, we know it's snow. It doesn't look like rain. It looks like snow. And using his technical ability, which he was very good at dry point, to show this type of weather.
Tell me a little bit more about dry point and sandpaper ground. I'm not sure.
Steve, come on.
Oh, I'm sorry. Peggy.
You know what? I don't know much about this. I actually just found something recently that was explaining different etching techniques, but I think it's on a sheet, and you're not using it's on a sheet of metal, and you're just kind of like engraving into it.
Okay.
And then it's the sandpaper. I'm not sure where the sandpaper would have been used. It might be here.
Probably some of the scratching and the etching, like it's the snow part. That might be the sandpaper. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And
I just wasn't sure.
with dry point, you can get very, very, very exact.
I wasn't sure whether he was actually drawing on sandpaper.
No. I don't think so, but maybe he might be. This he was a really good engraver, so I'm not sure. Those engravers can get very creative with their method. So I don't know enough about this artist. It was kind of hard to find things about him, actually. And for reference, this is a 10 by 14.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I think there's like some of this print is available for auction on different auction sites if you're really moved by Martin Lewis's Dupes in Snow. I think there's like $50,000. Just pick it up.
Wow.
So we're going to leave that busy street scene for another busy street scene in New York City. Does this feel more lively or less lively than the last one?
It's more frenetic, but I don't know that it's more
Yeah.
lively. They're all running.
Oh, running around. Yeah.
Running and still putting their heads down.
Yeah, we've got holding on the hats, kind of this sense of hurriedness.
Oh, she even carries her dog. It's not down on the ground.
Dry point
Right.
and sandpaper etching.
Got two little boys that are playing snowballs.
Yep, we got one here. There's a guy running over here. Again, it feels like that wet snow because of those lines.
Hmm.
So this is a lithograph, so this is not an
Sandpaper
engraving.
etching.
Say that again, Don? Oh, I thought you said something. Yeah,
Just talking to myself.
no, I do it all the time. This is a lithograph, so it's a different, this is a different print technique. It's not engraving, but it's the same. We're seeing those lines the same way we were seeing the lines here.
Yes.
It could almost be sleet,
Mhm.
a little bit light sleet.
Yeah. And there's got to be some sort of accumulation because, like Yetta pointed out, the doggy's been picked up, some feet are being covered, and this kid's able to make a snowball. So
Yeah.
the weather could be turning, it could be getting icier because it does have that sense of iciness to it, especially now that people are running. It's almost like, where did this come from? We just got to get home.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But we've looked at George Bellows before. He's done boxing scenes. He's done horse polo, like polo players scenes. He's done a number of urban scenes in New York City. And he was part of a group that was trying to kind of show the grit of New York City. Kind of the everyday, the not always the glamorous. And this is not always the glamorous, but it's an everyday life for anybody who is trying to get home in the evening from work, from school, from whatever. You see the horse. You kind of can see a skyline, but so you know that the visibility is bad.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's an electric light in 1921. I guess that was common.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, and this one for size, this is 7x9, so it's a little bit smaller than the last one.
Whew.
All right, so we're gonna leave the city.
Bye-bye.
We're gonna head to the country. Is this the type of snowy scene you would want to be in? Not this one?
Oh,
Correct.
absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Have we seen this guy before?
We've seen a similar one. Your good memory, Don. He's not,
We-
I don't think
we-
we've seen this exact one, but we've seen one where a sled was coming out of a
Oh, yes.
Mhm.
house or a barn similar to this in a snowy country with the snowy tree. But yeah, we haven't seen this exact one. So it looks like this poor sled or whatever this is needs some help.
So it's a wagon, looks like broken down wagon.
Mm-hmm.
So what do we notice? What do we feel, or what kind of things would you hear or feel if you were in this artwork?
Looks like it doesn't show that it's windy, but I'm sure it is windy.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It doesn't have the lines like this that definitely create that wind whipping sound.
Mhm.
Yeah, it feels pretty still, I think, in this one.
Okay.
I think it
would
has
think-
stopped snowing. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't
Think
look
more
like it's
flat.
actively snowing.
Mhm.
He's out hunting.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He's out looking for supper.
Yep. Yeah, he's got his rifle in his hand. Do you notice the clouds? Can you think of that heavy feeling of the sky on days like this?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
It almost is like a blanket over the earth. And that to me feels like it would be really quiet, almost like you would hear him crunch, crunch, crunch down that walk.
Yes.
And we don't see any birds. I mean, so his hunt doesn't see, either he's coming back unsuccessful or he's about to head out on his journey. It just feels very very peaceful, maybe.
Solitary.
Yeah,
Mhm.
solitary.
You'll still find that Wesley rabbit somewhere.
Mhm.
A grave rabbit, maybe.
Right, rather, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I think of all of the snow scenes that I'm going to show you, this one is my favorite because
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
it just feels Like you kind of want to be that guy alone in the quietness on a cold, not actively snowing, but snowy day.
Yeah,
Mhm.
or maybe it's going to snow. It's almost as if you can smell the snow in the
Oh.
air.
Yeah.
Right, Yetta.
Yes.
Yes. I know, for only being black and white, these prints have such a visceral feel to them, I think.
Yes.
And so this was this particular artist was a New York based guy, or eventually became a New York based guy, but he bought a farmhouse in upstate New York, like a little rural escape. And so he bought it in, I think, like 1926 or 27. And so this was probably, it's not a portrait that we can identify, but this was probably something he enjoyed doing, that alone time up in his cabin, hunting, was familiar with the snow. So, but this artist considered himself a painter. He did not consider himself a print artist, but he did a really good job in this medium conveying different feelings.
It's certainly evocative.
Mhm.
That's interesting that they go from a wood fence in the front to a barbed wire fence in the back of the picture.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Morning, Patricia.
Good morning.
Hi. Yeah, so
Hi.
and then this was another one of those artists who was commissioned with the WPA, the Works Project
Oh, of course.
Administration.
Works Progress Administration.
Yeah, so he rural scenes were always very popular, and so this is another one of those rural scenes that kind of was a nice departure from depression. And so this doesn't feel sad. This doesn't remind people of what life was like at that time. It's kind of a happy, peaceful moment. Okay.
I would want to be inside looking out at this, but not out in it.
By the fire.
Yes. With
Love
a
it.
good book.
I don't like to be cold outside.
Me neither, Paulette.
Okay, we're together.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys need to be very bundled. We've got one more. No people this time.
Huh.
This is another lithograph. And it was done for the Tamarin collection, or the Tamarin workshop we've talked about, where artists who were known for other mediums were invited to then create a lithographs in the style that they were known for. So there's not much I could find on this particular artist, just that he was Romanian. He moved then to Berlin, then he moved to Paris, and then he moved to the United States in the 40s and became an American citizen. And so he had established himself in New York City as an artist, and then was eventually invited out to LA to do the lithography workshop. And so here he did, when he was at Tamarin, he did a portfolio of 20 prints called Of Nature and Man. And there are pictures of flowers or trees, things you would, and then maybe one person. But here he did snowy fields. And we see that the years were straddled. He started it in December and finished it in January. That's why we're seeing, it wasn't like he took years on it. It's just the way the calendar fell, it split his time.
I'm not getting much emotionally from this. Am I the
You're
only
not?
one?
Yeah, I love it, Martha. I
Tell
think
me,
it's
tell
so,
me why you love it. I wanna learn.
it's so simple. It's so peaceful. Just these dead bushes and dead grass and in the snow. I just think it's wonderful.
Yeah,
The tranquility you like.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
you're put in the position of the person in the snow, which this is a different perspective than the other snow. We're looking out at the scene. This one, I feel like we're kind of in the scene. Do you feel that way?
Yeah.
Does anyone feel that way?
Yes.
Yes.
And it's almost like when you're in this field and there are no footprints yet, but you're about to be the one to kind of cut through that, make those first tracks. And you can, while this is kind of nondescript, you know what this feels like because you've done this before, whether you were a child kind of out exploring or as an adult snowshoeing or what, this landscape again.
Thank you for that different opinion. That helps.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty stark, but it still has the stillness that I think this one has, just in a very different way.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I want to lie down and make an angel. I want to mess it up.
Well, mess it up, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, doesn't blank snow, that is just like the ultimate invite to like just has to be disturbed.
Yes.
And so this is a lithograph, but it almost has that drawing appearance, that feel to it. You can see with the bushes that Yetta pointed out, the little grass marks, it has a pen or ink like feeling, but it's a pen like feeling, even though it's a lithograph print.
It does, doesn't it?
Mhm.
And it feels like we're on a hill.
Mhm.
It does, yeah, seems like it's a downward slope on the hill.
Mhm.
Yeah, like we're sloping down and then maybe back up again.
Goes up again. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, those are our snows. I honestly did not think I was going to be here today, so I did not do more research than what I've showed you.
Well,
So
We love you, Peggy.
that is where the snow, I will leave you in some snowy fields. And then next week, I know for sure I will not be here on Wednesday. So
okay.
I
Okay,
bid
well-
you, and I will text Martha and she can share the news when the baby arrives. But I will try to jump in at some point in the new year with the baby on one of your Wednesday sessions so you guys can meet the baby.
All right, thank
But we'll be on hiatus until March. So I will miss all of you so dearly, and I hope all of you stay healthy and happy and have a wonderful holiday season, okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Merry
Well,
Christmas
And
and
all the
good
best
luck-
to you, Peggy.
good luck with your
yes.
family, yeah.
But yeah, stay tuned. Martha you can deliver the news hopefully sooner than later, okay?
You do the baby, I'll do the news.
Got it. All
Okay.
right, guys. Be good.
Bye,
I'll
Peggy.
see y'all soon.
Bye. Bye.
God bless. May it be an easy delivery. Okay.
Good.
Let's go ahead and turn off the recording so we can chat. What do you say?
What about tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow we can share our screen and do that. Yes.
Light coming.
Okay. At 11:30 today, she's doing some frog bingo in case anybody wants to play. And at 1:30, I think they're doing flashback. I will be at an eye doctor appointment, but somebody will be doing 1:30 today. And tomorrow, all day long, Pets Are Practical with Kate and Jet.
Mm.
I don't know what she has planned, but Kate's always around.
I thought you'd already given her last one. Is this a new one?
You'll have to hide and watch. I really don't know.
Folks, I'll see you later, okay?
Bye,
Bye.
Steve.
Okay, bye, Denzel.